Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. So today, actually, we have limited time. I also have some other dependency, so maybe we have to utilize our time. So today, our agenda here is write our plugin code in a console application. So we have to write our code in such a manner so that we can debug our code, we can find out the exact right response, and we can convert that C# code into the plugin code so that we can register in a specific step. And even if needed, we can even add the pre-image, post-image, and all. And we have to identify in which particular stage we have to host it. We have to register this particular code. But before that one, even I will tell you how to debug a live plugin code. But first of all, you have to write, because you are in a stage in mm, starting stage. So you should know how to write our code so that we can quickly debug our code and we can get the right response. So here, with the help of this console application, we should, because we created a connection, so we created a connection to how to get data and how to even perform the card operation. If we are able to perform that action, I think we are good, at least at the initial stage, so that at least we can write our code in console and we can move further, right? So today I will tell you how to retrieve data from database with the help of fetch XML, with the help of dynamic query, with the help of query expression, how to write filter condition, how to add selected columns, and how to retrieve those information, and how to convert our entity collection to data set. Sometimes we have to display some information. So but we should understand, like, how we are storing our information, but make sure parallelly you are also working on basic understanding of C sharp also. Like, I'm not here actually to explain you basic things in the sense, like what is variable, what is class, what is function, what is input parameter, what is typecasting, what types of variable we have. So I'm expecting you have to get all those details. Maybe if you know, then very good, otherwise you can get details from W3 school that I have shared that link in my previous section. Good morning, everyone. Where are others? We have to utilize this session quickly, because most of the candidate, I am feeling that they are not able to even understand proper syntax, proper information. Where is Lokender? Lokendra joined, or he is waiting to ask me? Okay. Hopefully everyone join this session and you can utilize. Let me share my screen. We will cover most of the basic things here. Okay. Today is the most important session for plugins tab, especially the debugging part. That's right, Nadeem. You can understand this particular one. Oh, thank you, Lokendra. You joined here. So make sure you all have to be joined in early time only. Good morning. Because if you know how to utilize our code here, maybe anyone is having basic understanding related to C sharp, he may become, you know, master of these particular things. So we already discussed some basic things related to this console base. Hope everyone utilize this particular connection and you are able to at least connect with dynamic CRM. Have you tried? Have you tried or not? So this is basic, very basic things here that we try to, even how to, even the first thing. Suppose if we are having some information, if we need to retrieve some information, let me check with the team if you have anything to discuss before. Oh, that's great, Nadeem. I think you have some time. You already spent some time here. Any other one tried to utilize this console-based application? Thakur King, Lokendra, Nishant, or any other one like Pratik, Vivek, Ritik, Shivam. Maybe you are expert, but you have to, learn something here also, right? Lokendra, did you get chance to create a console-based application, or you are occupying in some other activities? Can you hear me? Maybe some network issues is not able to hear me, or there might be some chance like some of the candidate logged in into system and they are doing some other activity, or maybe they are attending some another important call. Okay, let it be. So here, suppose if you need to create a, first of all we try to retrieve data from database. That is our, main agenda, or basic things, that suppose if we need to retrieve something, we need to check something, how to do that activity. One option we have here, either we can create fetch XML from advanced find. You all know how to use that advanced find. Suppose I need to retrieve some data based on some record UID. So you know how to find out that record with the help of advanced find. If don't know, I will let you know. Suppose I need to retrieve a record based on the record GUID. Based on record GUID. So it means I need to write a method where I need to use retrieve single, right? That we already discussed. Retrieve multiple we need to utilize if we have filter query as non GUID. That is clear cut information. I think you all aware that part, right? What is here record GUID? Suppose this is contact. Suppose I'm try to get some information from contact entity. This is the contact entity. If I need to retrieve based on contact GUID, suppose contact GUID is this one. So here I can retrieve based on this record GUID. So I will get only one record here based on GUID. So if I need to get, I need to create a fetch XML. So how to get that fetch XML? So we have added our filter query here and we have this download fetch. So this is download fetch here. Suppose this is the download fetch. Suppose I need to add some additional field here in the select statement. So I can add my column here. So how many field we are having here? Full name, telephone address and contact ID. I want to add mobile number also here. So I can search here mobile phone, or maybe I can use gender also. Okay. So I can add those information and I can click OK, and then again I can export it as fetch XML. Okay, so I have this fetch XML query. I can create multiple fetch XML query from advanced file. This is, that is the one way that we can create a fetch XML query. Similar way, I can create a fetch XML from here also. So suppose if I need to connect here, this is our trial environment. I need to connect to this environment. Okay. Now I'm going to retrieve some data from how to use this Dataverse REST builder. This is the another way I can create a fetch XML query. So here new request file, create collection, new request, then I need to select the retrieve request type. So here I can select here request type. This information is for everyone. Retrieve single. I will not, tell the same thing again and again. Here, contact. It will take some time. So here I can select multiple columns. For example, contact ID, I need mobile number, mobile phone, full name, last name, or I can select here first name. Okay. Fetch XML query I can create here. Okay, so I have not added the filter condition. Okay, I can, because I have selected here retrieve single, so I need to pass here a record GUID. So this is a record GUID I have selected here, and I am fetching that information from here. So now I have created this fetch XML query here. So with the help of this fetch XML query, I can create a function. Now, how to create a function so that I can retrieve with the help of this fetch XML. Now you are able to understand how to create a fetch XML here. I told you we can create this fetch XML in two way. So let's try to utilize this fetch XML query. Okay, so now let's create a one function here so that we can utilize that function every time, right? So similar code we have to write in each and every code maybe. So first you need to create those functions here. I will tell you like how. Write C sharp code to retrieve data from fetch XML for console app based on record GUID. So let's create one function and we will utilize that function every time. Okay, so very simple, very simple. I will tell you. Here we suppose I am going to create a function here. Private type I have utilized here static and entity collection. No, this will return a unique record entity. And now get contact data based on GUID. So here I will write my function. It will ask here return not retrieve multiple. I need retrieve single. With fetch XML. I will tell you what happened. Any issue related to internet? All set? Let me add charger also. Something went wrong. Very good. If you are not giving, we will get from here. Uh, CRM SDK here. We will retrieve this code. Here, retrieve async contact ID. We will get that information from here. Here, they are not utilizing here fetch XML based retrieve single. But even let's try to utilize another session. Let's see if it is working. Using all set. Where is Yogendra ji? Is there any global issue? Are you also facing the same issue in the chat GPT? So here, what happened? So here in this particular case, see account number here fetch XML here we it is not giving example of retrieve multiple here retrieve single retrieve multiple it is showing here, but suppose let me showcase even see there are multiple option here even give exam example for QUE query expe query expression for retrieving single record here. So here suppose the same code whatever it is giving here, if I need to retrieve here so I can utilize here retrieve async also based on the mobile number. But let's see here, I will show you here telephone number. That's why AI is not that much smart sometimes. Query experiencing record GUID. So first we will get data based on single record GUID. So okay, here let's create here as a, here we will create a service. I will pass here as a service as first parameters, and maybe record GUID. Record GUID, record GUID here, and okay, let's create a record GUID as the input parameters. Then suppose I will show you here first request from, yeah, like entity record here we can retrieve based on the entity this request here. So I can even retrieve service here as a, in a single line. So here we have different option set. Even here you can retrieve like all the column names, like in SQL, how we are writing our SQL query. Suppose how we are writing here, select star from contact. So even here I can write those column name. Column names means here name, full name, mobile number, and all, maybe first name. So this information I need to pass here. Like what is the entity name? Entity name is account, and here like all information, all the, and also where contact ID. Contact ID equal to like whatever we have this contact UID likewise. So this filter condition I can pass here in this particular, because we are retrieving here as a retrieve single record. So if we need to retrieve here, okay, this entity collection here I can return. So I can call this function not contact get entity data, record GUID. Okay, so here even we can pass here as a entity name also, and we can even pass a here collection of the attribute whatever we want here, and we can even we can pass that entire here collection whatever we want to return. So let me return that one directly. Let's try to use this particular function here so that we can see. So here we are not retrieving all the information, but based on our record here, we are retrieving based on the account GUID. So let's find out any record. Suppose this one. How to get record GUID? Suppose here we are retrieving all those record GUID and we are passing. Okay. I will give you real time scenario. What is our requirements once we get that one? So GUID equal to GUID account GUID equal to new GUID here, and here we are creating actually a new GUID whatever we have, and now we can call this particular function here. So because here it is returning as a entity, so enti entity equal to account record reference. Here we are storing, this is the function name, and what we are passing here service comma this account GUID. So what we are trying to do, I will explain you here the purpose of this particular method. So suppose here we are retrieving all the data based on the account GUID. So it means if we have account GUID, so we can retrieve all associated record based on that GUID. Then how to get that one? So here we are utilizing this service dot retrieve, and also similarly here I can retrieve multiple also, and I can add a query expression also here directly, but that is the different case. So let's try to debug this one and how check how that data is we are getting that data. So let's try to run this console. So if we need to retrieve that data, how quickly we can debug this particular code? So suppose if someone say, hey, I need to retrieve account related information based on the account ID. Suppose you have a case entity. In case if a account is selected, based on account GUID, I need to set some other information from the account. So how you are retrieving that information? So in that case, first you should have a account GUID. So based on that account GUID, you can retrieve anything from that account. Likewise, here you can add those different attributes. So so let's debug this one. So this is the easiest way how to debug my console or my code here. Okay, so here this is account GUID. Oh, based on this account GUID, I need to perform this action. Okay, that's fine. Now I need to go into this function. So go over either F10 or oh, I have done here F10. So let's see what we have received here. We have received multiple things here. Attribute, how many attribute we have received? Two attribute, because two attribute we have selected. What is the name here? Name is and ID. We have selected two value here only. So we have name of that account is this one and account GUID is this one. So based on the account GUID, we are returning the name of that account. If so, other than that one account number also we are getting, because account number is not there, that's why it is not returning here. Okay, suppose there is a requirement here. If a mobile number in a contact information, I will tell you one example or one requirement here. That is the real time information, real time requirement, even how to achieve that requirement with the help of console application. That is the real example that maybe we have. Suppose there is a requirement, so we have recently created a non-production environment. Non-production environment means it could be dev environment, it could be staging environment, or it could be a UAT environment, and there is a production environment, prod environment. So what we have done recently, we have copied all information, all the data from production to UAT. Why? Because or in pre-UAT. pre-prod environment. So why this pre-prod data we have copied here? So that before moving into production, we can check either it will work in production or not. So if it is creating any issue, we can easily identify and we have time to even fix that issue. So that's why they are creating a pre-prod environment. But they ask us to, because mobile number and email id they don't want to expose in their lower environment. Why? Because if suppose in prod or uat environment, if they are having actual email id means, suppose there is a customer, suppose here Hemant, they are having a actual number. Suppose this is the mobile number, and here the email id is hemant suppose gmail.com. They are having actual data here, and they are some of the tester, they are try to perform some testing in pre-uat. This is not production. So, and they are selling some insurance. So they are performing some information here in the pre-prod environment, and they are testing something, and they are testing actual decode actual data here, and they have changed the policy members, or they have added any policy member in pre-prod environment. So what happened, we have a functionality, if something is updated we are sending a email or a sms to the to the user, so that they can notify, hey, this particular member is added into your actual that policy. So what happened, suppose they are doing testing, but we are sending notification to the actual user. So actual user may get confused, hey, I have not added, who added, who changed my account information or policy information. So they may get confused here. So to avoid such issues, such information, so if we are copying some production environment into pre-prod or any other environment, so we have to do data masking, especially for PL information. PL information means personal information. So what types of masking we are doing here? Masking means we should have a mobile number or email id data, because there are some validation here, but we want to make sure our actual user should not get notified. So what we are doing here, so we are masking their actual data. Actual data means, suppose if it is they are having this information, so we are changing first four character to some special value like 1 2 3 4 0 0. So here it is not showing 0 0. Why? Because this is a number field here. So suppose here dash 0 0 0 0, right? And here we are adding a specific number here before this one, underscore, suppose test. So we may have proper information in the email, or we may have proper information in a mobile number. So that is the requirement we have to perform in our lower environment for contact record. This is the contact information, suppose contact entity. If we need to perform that activity in console application, what is the best way to perform this activity? That is your task here. You have to perform that activity. Maybe as a developer, you have received this requirement like, hey, we want to perform this masking activity in our pre-prod environment. Why we have to perform this action? Because they will not notify the actual, if even our TQ team or our QA team, they are performing any test result in our pre-prod environment. You got the requirement here, right? Okay, no problem. So here, are you able to understand the requirement here? There is also a Telegram or WhatsApp if you may or want to join. Yeah, I have created. I have created different group here. If you want to utilize, you can use this one. So here, these are the different real-time example we can do. But before doing this one, at least we have to understand if we are able to retrieve that data or not. So suppose if I have that information, so this is the one example like we have retrieved here. So this is retrieve single record. But if we want to retrieve all the records, so similarly we can create here another function. Suppose get all active contact data. So that GUID is not needed. So suppose this is contact here, and even this GUID is not needed. Retrieve multiple, retrieve multiple. So here, suppose if you want to get the exact information here, using C sharp, even we have that option above. Here we can utilize even fetch XML and everything we can utilize. Okay, so there is one more even problem we may get here, because retrieve here fetch XML or anything, we can retrieve only limited record. Limited record means we can retrieve only 5,000 record at the same time. Suppose here, so here entity collection means we may have more than one record. So retrieve multiple, so we can return here date is not needed. So status order also not needed here. State code equal to 0, and here what is the name of CONTA contact entity. Column set here is contact GUID, contact ID, and what we have full mobile number and email address one. So we may have here email address. So suppose email address one. we want to retrieve all the data here. So let's try to get this data. Suppose here we are retrieving. Now we already retrieved this one. So let's comment this code and how to debug. So suppose ent. What is entity collection here? If we have, more than one record, so we are retrieving that information. Okay, let's retrieve first, then we'll see how quickly we can debug this code. If I'm using F10 here, F10, now F11, F10, F10, F10. Let's see if for each contact ID logical name. Okay, so here I don't think so that contact ID we have to write. It will automatically read this record UID. But let's try. Likewise, we need to debug our right. So only thing is that we have written I as capital I here. So we should have a proper naming convention. So result here we have retrieved like how many record we have received here. Let's see. Y status equal to what should be the state here, 1 or 0. Oh, we have written here top one record limit to suppose if we want to retrieve top one record, this is correct one. Here suppose I need to retrieve top 10 record, so I can add that query filter also. Suppose here if I need to select here, so I can add here top 10, top 10 record. So similarly I have written that one into. So here you can check how many record we have. Top 10 record we are able to see. So now in every record you can see how many fields we have retrieved. We have retrieved three fields. Contact ID. So let's see the value. So here we have mobile number this one and email ID this one, right? So now if so first of all we have retrieved all the record from contact, all active record from contact, and we have to perform that operation. Now what we have to do, because we have here more than one record, so each and every record we have to perform that particular option. So that's the reason we need to loop my logic here. How to loop? Like each and every record I need to do that looping. Okay, so first of all I am able to retrieve all active record here. So that information I can get like top 10 active record from. I can write here. So okay, like how to add that for each loop here. I can write that one directly, but how to get that one? Suppose if you have that one, maybe we have written here loop. See here in entity collection. So here we have written this for each loop. So here entity collection we have. So if you have created that collection name here as a y entity. So inside this entity collection we need all entity here. So we contact, and then contact we have to write here get attribute. Suppose if we need to retrieve mobile number, so we have to do typecasting. I already told you, like if suppose if we have different typecasting different variables, so how to retrieve that one. So here this is my mobile number is a similarly mobile. One more field I need to retrieve, that is email address. I'm giving you one real time here example or requirement. Suppose I need to showcase that one also. Mobile mobile, and now I want to write some additional information like email and email. And then okay, suppose I need to perform that option also. Contact ID. This is a fixed value here, and here contact id. We are getting this id, and even this is we can write here to string also. This is the typecasting we are doing. Okay, let's check that part. Let's debug this line of code. Okay, so how quickly we are able to debug this code? It is not like I need to debug this one, I need to host this one into dynamic CRM, and then I need to check all the tracing. So in that case, here I can write my complete I can debug my code, I can write my code in such a manner so that I can execute here. So F10, 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 F10 here. So what we are getting here? Oh, I can read that mobile number from first record. Then I can here get email ID from first record. Like if we have 10 record, so I can retrieve here information record from first record, second record, and I can print here console application. So what I can see here, so I'm able to retrieve mobile number, email ID, and contact ID. Now I can perform my string manipulation. I can do here. So, like suppose my requirement here is I need to replace first four character with zero. Okay, in mobile number. So how to do that one? Because I have this mobile number, so I can replace my first four character. So, okay, maybe I can do some manipulation. I can even replace first four character. I can get that one. So let's take similar same types of info requirement here. It is not, you can even write, you can even give that information to the prompt. Even I can select here model and I can give the all the information here. But why I'm telling you, because you should understand what is going on inside this code, so that at least you can debug that code. That's why you have to understand the entire code. So like suppose if you need to write some code here, uh, replaced first four character in mobile phone text in C code. So it will give you, that code which is compatible in C sharp. So this is the one, mobile is that one, replace first four character, replacement, mobile substitution 4K. So likewise, you can do this particular one. So here you can write that code. So if mobile length is more than four character, you can replace 1, 2, 3, 4. And mobile is this one, substring 4. So new mobile. So now you can check here old mobile and new mobile. Okay, so this item you have done here. Similarly, let's try to use that one. So this requirement so after even replacing those information, we'll try to update the same record in dynamic CRM. So mobile length here is now what you have in mobile. Earlier your mobile number is 6415. Now you have 0000555012 Now you replace that one, but you have not updated yet. So okay, let's perform that action in the email also. So our requirement here is in email side. In email we have a requirement, we need to get, we need to even split my email ID in such a manner so that it will convert into two part. So in I will convert this string into two part, like before at the rate and after at the rate, and then I will add a fixed text. So let's utilize this logic also. Add fixed for character in email ID before at the rate using C sharp code. So your email ID is this one, index is this one. So similar way you can write this logic here. I will tell you and I will explain you that logic also. So suppose you have that logic here. Email is nothing. Email we have this one. So don't worry about this line. Fixed character is underscore XYZ, right? So at the rate we can split. So we have identified the index of at the rate. If index is greater than 0, it means that at the rate is there. So before at and after at we have added this particular one, and we have added fixed character, and then we can have this new email. So okay, so this new email and the before this email I can write here. Then you will get the new email and the old email. Let me know if you are not able to understand this particular logic, because I have done this particular task multiple times. So maybe I may, sir, what is the entity and entity collection? I will tell you. I will give you that link here. Maybe I already shared that link in. Okay, let me. I will paste here after this session, and you can join. Okay, if you need that one. Entity and entity collection, I will explain you. Even if you need that information, so what is entity and entity collection in D365 CRM, right? So entity is a single record. Single record means it will hold this information, this record information. So in account level, entity collection means that collection I have more than one record. So if I need to store all those information, so I should have a option so that it can hold more than one record. If it is holding only one record, so I can store into a single collection. So in even in this particular entity, I have multiple record. Multiple records means account name, phone number, fax, and all information. And even entity collection, I have a variable where I can even store those information, whatever I have, multiple record information in very simple word. Even you can check all those information here. Entity, entity collection, even I can paste here. You can utilize. I'm not able to send the full contacts here. Okay, so let's perform this action first, and then maybe we can discuss here. I have to jump into this session. So here I can see different email. So here you can see mobile is changed and this email ID also changed. Now, if I have changed email, mobile number and email ID, then I have to update that record. That's it. And my requirement is done. Now, how to perform that one? So first of all, the new email variable I need to hold before as globally. Globally means here, and I should not design here. Similarly, new mobile. Where is new mobile? This one is new mobile. I have to define here because I have to update outside of this particular loop. Now, so everything is done. Now I have to update. How to update? I can define a new entity object, new object like to be up to date. This is new entity, and here this one, and what is the entity name here? We have here contact, right? We have retrieve, and even see, even I can even create a separate function and I can call this function also. But conta, we can even optimize this code. So now here I need to set those information. Mobile, what is the new mobile value we have here? We have here new mobile. Where is new mobile? New mobile. Now new object to be update. Similarly, the other field we have email email address one, that is the correct field, right? Sometimes I'm doing typing mistake. So now you have defined new, you have set those, you have created a new object, and now you in which particular you are doing update request here. So now new object dot id here, and what is the id name here? Id here is, which id here we are utilizing this contact under this object, this id, and that's it. And now service dot update, how quickly we are doing service dot update, and what is the, that's it, you did it. Your requirement is completed. Now you have to run this console, that's it, nothing else. So now how to check that part? Like here you have this one primary id, like you can see those data, all active, all account. Let's see here, this is the email id, primary email id, and this is the mobile number. Now you will update all those information. Let's run our console. Now we have learned how to read data, based on the record UID, how to read active record at multiple that collection, and even how to update my request. So with this session, we learned multiple things here. Here we quickly manipulated our data. This is one example that I have showcased to you. Similarly, I am doing update. What happened? Mobile does not contain attribute with name mobile. What is the name of that field? Mobile phone. Oh, that's why I'm not utilizing. Okay. So likewise, this is very, commonly doing, most of the developer doing these types of mistake, like they are not utilizing the proper name of the schema. But even if you are doing mistake, you are learning. If you are not doing mistake, you are not doing anything. If you you did it, you did it. So where is, so here you have updated one record. Which record are you able to find out? This one, main phone. Where is your mobile number? Add that main mobile number here. Where is, not edit filter, edit column, mobile. Oh, we are checking here in account. We are updating in contact. Okay, so business phone, we have to add here mobile, mobile phone, close, mobile phone, apply. Okay, so here have you seen that recent update here, xyz? Here you did it for this particular record. So here you are able to see 0 0. Now let's run this particular one, this console for top 10 record. Okay, let's run. Let's remove this debugger. Done, done, done. You did it. You did it for 10 record. Now let's try. Let's refresh that data. Your activity is completed. Done, 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 done. Okay. So today you learned retrieve data from record UID, retrieve multiple record. It could be contact, it could be account. You have to change the entity name and field name, and you can get the data. And you learned how to do, for each loop, and how to do update activity also. So similar information, such all those code are written in C sharp. Is that much complex? Like, hey, here we are, how we are, getting that one. So even if someone tell like, hey, I have this entity collection, how to do for each loop, and how to retrieve that mobile number from that one. So I never mind, like I have to go and I have to copy paste this one, like how I'm retrieving. This is I'm converting, because this mobile phone and address is a here text field. If it is a option set, we may have different value, different way to retrieve that information. That we have to learn. We have to do some practice here. But now you are able to understand how to perform that action, right? Now we are over the time. Entry may store single record, and entry collection means store multiple. Yeah, that's the reason. Thank you, sir. We understood. What will be the agenda for tomorrow? Tomorrow we will do more practice. Practice, more practice. Like today we learn how to retrieve multiple, and even tomorrow we will learn how to do, typecasting from currency, how to set some value from options, that option set to option set, and even how to update some information from one entity to another entity. And even if we are creating some record on create of something, even if we need to perform some data, so how to perform that data. So multiple things even from this console. And then once we created one complex logic here in that console, and how to convert that code into my that plugin code, so that we can deploy it even without taking, headache. So that is the easiest way. You can quickly, even if if you don't know how to even debug this particular code, it's very difficult, even the time consuming process, even directly writing code and even adding into the CRM. Okay, that's it for today. Let's connect tomorrow, maybe, if there is no urgency. And even are you available this uh, Friday? Many place we have holiday for this Friday. So let me know if you are available. How many people are available? Just add your comments here after this session, and then I will take a decision. Or I can add a poll after this session, and you can, add your consent. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your. Hope you enjoyed. You enjoyed this session or not? Give me thumbs up. Thank you.